Hello, welcome back to 3D Drawing for Your Model Railway. In today's episode we're continuing with the ferry van. I'm going to start to draw the roof vents. The easiest way that we're going to be able to do this is draw them as a separate part, import them into the model, and then we can use these in future versions of models if we require them. Okay, so as I say, I'm going to create these in separate parts. I'm going to create a new sketch here, create a sketch on side plane, and I'm going to work rough dimensions out. So I'm going to use the origin point line coming out as 0.5 millimeters, zoom right in on that, and then we'll create another one going in the other direction, again 0.5 millimeters. I'm going to create two vertical lines, going to go 0.2 millimeters high on each end of that main line I've just drawn there. Just drag these to the outsides. That's it. Okay, then we're going to use an arc. I'm going to use a tangent arc. I'm going to go from one of those points across to the other. You can see how it's created a nice tangent curve across. Finish that sketch. And then we're going to use the revolve tool. We're going to revolve that profile. The axis, we're going to select the red line here. I've selected basically the bottom edge of the drawing. It automatically creates a full circle. I'm just going to change that, and we're going to do two-sided, and we're going to create, you could do symmetrical, but here you go, do 25 millimeters, 30 degrees. I think we're going to 30 degrees on that. And that's going to create just that top half of the shell here. Obviously then need to work down to the next one. So we'll rotate that around again, create another drawing, again using the same plane, and then going to create a line and going to work across 0.5 millimeters again. Oops, that's not the right place. We're going to start again. Again across 0.5 millimeters. Drag that dimension outside. Okay, I'm going to create a line diagonally upwards now. I'm going to go height wise 0.25 millimeters, and I'm going to put that at 80 degrees on the left hand side, and then on the right hand side doing the same. I'm going to go 0.2 millimeters up, and the degrees will be 100, sorry. That's 10 degrees off of 90. That should be 0.25. And then we can create, and again, using the arc again, tangent arc between those 2 points. Finish the sketch and revolve that profile on the bottom axis again. Change it to join, symmetrical, sideline view. Now you can see how the symmetrical's not working here. So we're going to have to do two-sided, so I'm going to go 60 degrees in one direction, and I'm matching 60 degrees in the other direction. So we've got the next part of the clamshell coming down, and then we've just got the last one to do. Again, we're looking around, we're going to have to hold down the left mouse button to be able to select the XZ profile, and then we'll do the same thing, create that line across the bottom. You could possibly just project this line, but it's just as quick to do this. And I'm going to draw a diagonal line inwards. I'm going to do 0.45 millimeters length, and angle, I think I'm going to go for probably 60 degrees. Same on the other side, so length of 0.45 and 60 degrees, obviously 30 off of 90, so that'll be 120 on the angle. And then use your tangent arc tool to join those two parts up. Select the profile and then revolve that. The axis is going to be the base here. Again, turn it to join. Turn that side on, revolve that around. And again, we want two-sided. symmetrical. For some reason it's split between the two. So there you've got your three parts of your clamshell. Click on OK. Okay, so just looking at this, I think I'm going to change this angle. So I'm going to come back into the sketch, edit that. And we'll just change the angle here and maybe change that to 70 on this side. It's not going to do it because we've got both sides selected. So you've got to delete one of the dimensions and then you can change that. And then it will automatically change both sides because it's a tangent arc across the top and the constraint is limiting it. Click on Finish Sketch and you can see how that's now not quite what we're going to want. We're going to have to shorten these lengths. So edit the sketch again, change that, and reduce that down to maybe 0.35 and same on this side, 0.35. So okay. Finish sketch and then we'll have a look at that. Okay, that's giving us the profile I think I'm after, and I just want to create a circular base here. Create on the bottom surface, use the midpoint as our constraining point, and then we're going to create a circular base. So it's 1.2 millimeters, looking at that in diameter, and then I can select those profiles. I'm just going to extrude that down. Yeah, 0.1. And that's giving us the base that we can use to plant this on the roof or whatever model you're going to use it on. Or you can file it off if you wanted it flush, if you were to just use it as a separate part. Now that we've completed this part, I'm just going to save this into my admin folder as roof vent or shell roof vent. Spell it correctly, save, and then to be able to import this into the ferry van, as we've done previously, we have to convert the body into components. So we do create components from bodies, and then we can transport that across into the ferry car van. Okay, so before we copy this across to the ferry car van, I'm going to come back into the ferry van, rename this component into buffers so that the names don't get confused. Then we can select this component, copy, and then file, paste new, and then we shall rename that. Won't let me until I've obviously placed it. So we'll move it around first of all. So again, I'm going to use the center point here. I'm going to drag it into position roughly where I want it. So about that sort of position. If we look at the photos, you can try and see if we get side on one. You can see it's sort of roughly, if I zoom in, it's roughly sort of halfway between these two uprights here. So I'm just going to sort of put it in that sort of rough position, create an angle, so about 10 degrees, and then we need to create the horizontal position here. So if we zoom that back out, nice side on view. We can see sort of position is halfway along the chalkboard, so just going to drag that across. Actually, it might be halfway in that panel there. That might be an easier way. If we find one of the yes, it is. It's halfway on the panel. Okay, so looking at this, we need to come up slightly on the vent. I'm going to rotate down again on the side. I'm going to use up arrow just to drag this up slightly. So I'm going to go to that position here. That looks okay there. Rotate round, centered there. Okay. Excellent. Okay, so now what we need to do is copy this body across for however many times as needed. So there's 4 of them. Looks like the next one's going to be in this panel here. So if we copy the body and do paste, capture position, and hold that into position here. We just copy this across. I think that's going to be 15.5. That's it. And the next one is roughly at the end of the door, so that's going to be on this panel here. Again, do the same, copy that. Paste, notice how it's put it at the top here. It's not a massive issue because I'm going to combine them all after this anyhow. So that's coming across 31mm. And the last one, difficult to tell, but I'm going to say it's probably going to be the same, so it's going to be on this panel here. Paste again. You need to copy it because it's already powering memory. Put it in the middle of this panel. 46.45. Might actually need to be a little bit less. That's probably a little bit less as well. Yeah, so 46.4. So if we do the same with this one here, and that'll be the move. Edit that, and come back minus 0.1. Okay, so that's just 4 copied in. Then we can combine all this lot together. So if you do combine, select body 31 as the main, and then tool bodies, we can select all of this lot. Click on OK, and they will become part of the main body now. Okay, so now that roof vents are all complete, I think I'm going to end the episode there, and then we'll come on the next one and work on some more of the items that weren't symmetrical. Thanks for watching.